Okay, Anitra, it's edible.
Okay. How about we put out meat, food, and farm?
Okay, 3 out of 3.
Oh man. We're gonna have to dial it in further then. This is a snap review for Masterword.
Masterword is a cooperative word guessing game. It feels a little bit like 20 questions crossed with the classic board game Mastermind.
We just gave you a snapshot of what it would look like, kind of. But you'll see in this video how it looks on the table.
Masterword was developed by Gerard Catio and published by Scorpion Mask and Yellow. The game supports up to 6 players and a round lasts about 15 minutes.
So let's talk about the art in Masterword.
I love it when you give me the easy ones. What art?
Well, the game is all these word cards, and then some dry erase cards to use for clues. There are thumbs up tokens to show when things are correct, and that's it. But that's all this game needs. So great job on the design because you don't actually need much art to make it work, and the graphic design that is there is perfect.
All right, speaking of the design of the game, how do you play this game? What are the mechanics for Masterword?
Well, let's talk about these dry erase cards and the word cards and how to play. One person is the clue giver or guide. The rest are seekers. The guide takes the deck box, pulls the card up enough to see the actual word beneath. Then they put it down and show the top, just the category, to the rest of the players.
Flip over the timer, and the seekers discuss what they think might be good clues to help narrow down potential answers from the category that they know to figure out the target word. Each seeker writes their own clue, and all of them are pushed into the middle of the table.
These should really be yes-no clues, like in 20 questions, because the guide only has 2 things they can do. They can ask clarifying questions of the clues, which may be slight clues in and of themselves.
Remember, cooperative game.
But then they put a number of these thumbs up tokens at the end of the row of clues, showing how many apply to the word that everyone's trying to guess.
In the case of our example here, we've joined a 4-player game. Our category, edible, has 3 clues: meat, food, and from the farm. The guide said all 3 were correct, so we've got 3 tokens at the end of the line. But you've got to be careful. Each seeker has 6 clue cards, so 6 rounds of guessing.
But if a seeker puts the actual answer on a clue card, everyone loses.
Wah-wah.
Eventually, the seekers will think they know the answer. They have 3 total solution cards they can use. One of the seekers can write an answer on a solution card instead of a clue on a clue card. If they're right, everybody wins!
At any time, once per game or once per word, the guide can take a thumbs up token and put it on a particular clue card. If the seeker's conversation is getting off track, this is a helpful way to bring everyone back from the edge.
So, Andrew, what did we expect from Masterword?
Honestly, I didn't really have expectations. I had heard good things about it, but our kids often have a hard time with word puzzles, so I was a little nervous. Party games also can be a lot of fun, but in a mixed age group, a lot of times younger ones can get left out, and that's never something that we actually like. Scorpion Mask does make good stuff. I mean, they made the Zombie Kid stuff, so we have a lot of faith in their development. But with this one, I was kind of holding my breath.
It kind of looks like Mickey Mouse on the box, but it's a word game. I was mostly just really confused about what this game was actually about.
So let's talk about what surprised us about Masterword.
Well, it feels very different from other word guessing games, even other cooperative games like Just One. The guide has a built-in motivation to push the seekers in the right direction. So instead of a game where they're just doing some kind of rote hiding the answer, the act of asking questions about the clues in particular ways can let the guide be creative as well.
I think that's a really, really interesting part of this game. Because every seeker gets to write their own clue, every person has their own agency, even though it's a cooperative game. Plus, kids sometimes come up with some crazy stuff. Sometimes we'll be looking in one direction, but the kids with their wild brains will take the conversation in a totally different direction, and maybe that's actually the right direction.
Even if it's not, it can still help narrow down what's there. One of the cool things about this game is that you can write duplicate clues, and it doesn't actually hurt you.
I really like the way this game actively encourages the interplay between everybody at the table. A parent can be the guide and steer the conversation with clever questions while the kids let their creativity fly. Or you can mix the ages of the seekers for some really wild stuff.
I was really surprised how engaging this game was, more than I expected, especially on the clue-giving or guide side of the table.
So, Nitra, what are we going to rate Masterword from Scorpion Mask?
I think we're going to give it 4 out of 5 clue cards.
Oh, and before we finish, it was bacon.
Definitely edible.
Definitely edible. And that's Masterword in a snap.
The guide takes the deck box that I was just going to grab, and it was over there.